Hello everybody, it's Rob back again with another video. How are ya? And today we're talking about Davinci Resolve. Not many people have heard about it, but lots of people are switching over from Premiere Pro, After Effects, that kind of thing, to Davinci. And we're just going to open it up and show you a few reasons why that is. And I want to show you a few things about it to make you convert if you haven't already. And for those that are new to it, stay tuned. It is an awesome editing suite, and I will tell you how much it costs at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. This is one of my projects. This is a drone project. Let's just go through and play a bit. I'll turn the volume down a bit. So this is a project I done. So it's a bit glitchy because I'm recording the screen. There we go. So this is just a few clips that I brought into the editing suite, and then I've compiled it together. There is a bit of music on it as well. So we just have a quick look at that. Alright. So you know how it is, it's a basic editing suite, but it has some really nice functions, and it is an all-in-one. You can color grade, you can composite, you can do everything inside Davinci Resolve. So I'm just going to go through a few things. I'm going to delete this, and then I will just show you a few little bits to compare it with other editing suites. And as a disclaimer, I haven't really used Premiere Pro or After Effects, so this is the main one I use. I have used things like Movie Maker and iMovie Maker, whatever it is, but the very basic stuff. And so when I went to this and opened it up for the first time, it is quite daunting, but stay with it. The time will pay off, I promise. It is awesome. So at the bottom of the screen we have these tabs. Now this cut one here is quite a new one, and I'm not even going to talk about these two. I'm going to mention just the ones that I use at the moment to get you going for those that are new to it. For those that are already using it, you'll know what these are. I'm not going to bore you with stuff. This video is mainly aimed at people that are thinking about changing to a different editing suite, or those that are going to start editing for the first time. I highly recommend this one. So at the bottom, as I said, we have media, cut and edit. The edit one is the one I use mainly for bringing in your footage. So as you can see, I've brought in some already, and to bring some in, all you can do is right click over here and go to import media. It's as simple as that. Go onto the desktop or whatever. You can click and drag, or you can double click, whatever, and to get your footage in. So these are the clips unedited. These are straight out the camera. So I'm going to click and drag this one here, and there isn't any music or any background sound with this one. I'm just going to play it. So this is straight off of my drone. Oh, it is edited. Yeah, it is edited. As you can see, I've put the black bars under and below to give it a more cinematic feel. Alright, so yes, this is an actual edited clip. So I'm just going to cut this up, and literally I'm just going to go to a point. Let's just say I want to cut it. So I'm using the mouse at the moment, and let's just use the arrows on the keyboard. I'm just going to click on the right arrow, and let's say I want to cut it there. I'm going to press Command and B for blade, and now it's in two sections, as you can see. Now I'm just going to delete this one. I'm literally going to hit the delete key, and now that is gone. It's not gone for good, it's still up here, but I just taken off the section I don't want. Let's bring in another clip. So just snap this one to there. Make sure the snap is on in one of the options up here. Again, I'm not going to go too much into it, but as you can see, it's very straightforward. Let's go to another part of this, and then we can just swap these two rounds. So let's just go here for time's sake. Command and B for blade to cut, and then I'm just going to click and move this one over, and it will snap into position. This one will then snap into position, and then I'm going to hit the space bar to play. So you get the message, you get the gist of it. It's basically a video editor like you've all seen before, and that is it. So to add music to it, there is a music file here. I'm just going to click and drag, put that here. Oops. There we go. And then that just plays. Nice and simple. So that is the edit tab at the bottom. Now Fusion tab, I'm not even going to go into that. That is a composition tab where you can bring up files and do awesome edits to them and bring in special effects and all that kind of stuff. That lives within Davinci Resolve. So I don't really use that really as much as the others. So the edit tab is the main one for cutting up all your footage, adding music to it. Now for color grading, the one here is called color. So we go into the color tab, and this brings up all the files here. So you can click and move along to each one, and you've got all your color wheels here. You can change the look, you can change the balance, the midtones, the shadows, the highlights, all that kind of stuff. You can use a tracker, you can use the sharpen, you can sharpen your footage. You can do different special effects within this bit. You've got your contrast and stuff over here. You can change your color within curves. Everything you need ever to color grade your footage lives within Davinci. All of it. You don't have to swap to a different program. You don't have to do that. Up here, an important part of Davinci are the nodes. So the nodes are like layers in Photoshop, which I think is brilliant for editing videos. So for example, here I have the node here for this video. So if I click on a separate video clip, it changes the node up here. So if I hover over it, it will say no color correction. Okay. So what I want to do is keep this as the original, and if I want to add color, I'm going to add color to a separate node, so that if I don't want it or I make a mistake, I've always got this to revert back to. So I'm going to put in what's called a serial node, and that's basically copied this and put one next to it. So now if I apply something to this one, I'm just going to make a silly change in color so you can actually see it. Of course I wouldn't do this if I was doing it, you know, properly. Let's open up the curves and just change how the curves look. Let's pull this down in the middle just to, you know. Okay, so I've changed it. It looks horrific, but you get the idea. So now this tells you what I've changed. So if I press Alt and D, I can shut the layers off to bring up the original, or I can press Command and D to shut off individually each node. So I can see what the edit looks like when I have applied it, and I can check what it was before. So that is just a quick little insight into how good Davinci Resolve is. And there's so much more to it. I'm not going to go through it into this video. Again, it's just an overview. You've got all your effects here on the right hand side. The next clip, the next tab at the bottom is Fairlight, and that is for all your audio editing. And on the tab on the far right here, you've got Deliver, which is where you change and give it your exporting options and stuff for YouTube or wherever you want to send your video. So that is just a very, very quick overview of Davinci Resolve. A very, very quick tip of the iceberg just to show you how good and how powerful Davinci Resolve is. Now, as I said earlier, that I will tell you how much it costs towards the end of the video. Well, I'll tell you now, it is completely free. It's completely free. This hasn't cost me a single penny. They do have a paid for version which offers a few different more higher end stuff, and I've found that I don't even need them. I have come into one issue where I tried to do something that was a bit out of my depth, and it actually said you need to upgrade to the paid version, and I just didn't do it, and the video turned out great anyway. But I was basically trialing a few things to see what I could do, and I hit that restriction. But apart from that, it is really, really powerful. You've got a full editing suite, from bringing in your footage, cutting it up, adding music, color grading it, and exporting all in one package. How much more can I say, guys? This is freaking awesome, and it's free. That is it from me for this video. Go get Davinci Resolve. Make sure you subscribe and like for all that good stuff. Any questions, leave me a comment, and I will see you on the next video.